This program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball. WLCN's coverage is made possible by Culver's of Lincoln, home of the Butterburger. Stop by before or after the game, located at 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln. Whether buying or selling, trust the professionals at Me Realty. For more information, check out their website, merealty.com. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, located at 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln, and online at myfgec.org. Elkhart, Croft, and Lake Fork Fertilizer Service, your local source for all your fertilizer, ag chemical, and custom application needs. See what Mark Gordon and the Elkhart, Croft, and Lake Fork Fertilizer team can do for you. Call 217-445-2631. Heritage Packaging in Lincoln, offering top-notch products and value-driven solutions for Central Illinois. Heritage Packaging offers the right packaging right on time. Learn more online at welchpkg.com or call 217-735-4406. Modern Brake and Alignment, serving Lincoln and Logan County since 1964, offering full-service auto repairs, including suspension service, brake replacement, wheel alignment, transportation services, and more. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Stop by the shop at 1000 Commercial Park in Lincoln. Call 217-628-7650 or learn more. Good evening, Railer Nation, and I feel like I ought to have Gene Autry playing back in the saddle again as I return from an absence, and thanks to everybody who helped cover for me on Monday night while I was dealing with a family situation over in Indiana. Tonight, I'll tell you what, you're going to see one of the best basketball teams in Central Illinois in Pleasant Plains, the Lady Cardinals. They are very good, ranked number 7 by Max Preps. They're winning by an average of about 31 points a game, averaging 59 on offense, giving up 28 on defense. They're 11-0, 1-0 in the Sangamo Conference. Again, rated 7 by Max Preps. And Coach Jan Bowers joins me tonight, and they're coming off a 10-point victory over Springfield last night.
They are. They're just one of the top teams. They've been such a strong program for so many years, and, they have the young kids just love it from an early age, and so it's a strong program. They were able to win last year at home against Lincoln by a score that Coach Corey Farmer was not happy with at 50-31. So we are hoping for something very different when they come here on our home court tonight.
And I'm not even sure, Jan, it was a 19-point game, even though that was the final score. Lincoln was down 15-2 at the end of the first quarter and never recovered. In fact, it got worse after that, and there was probably a spurt there where they did get a little bit closer, but they were never really in a contest last year. Just kind of dug that hole and stayed buried, and that's what a good team will do to you. Once they break your back, they want to keep you down.
Exactly. Plains is not going to give any breaks to any team they play, and that's what makes teams great. And from a coaching standpoint, you're not trying to bury a team, but you're trying to get your team ready for postseason and to stay sharp and to stay fresh and to have that that winning instinct. And so you can't fault the team or the coaches for having that mentality.
They have beaten some very good teams so far. They beat Bloomington Central Catholic. Let's see, they beat Springfield Southeast. They've beaten some teams by 40, 50 points, and again, a 10-point victory last night against Springfield. They only beat Normal U High by just a few points, which was kind of a surprise because Normal U High is under 500. You would have thought that would have been a game where they would have just blown them out, but they must have had an off night. They haven't had many off nights so far this year. In fact, being 11-0, they really haven't had any off nights.
Right, and I noticed that score, and it was very low scoring. Not only close, but very low scoring. And again, coming in averaging 59 points a game, and again with blowing teams out. We know Lincoln has had the running clock in the fourth quarter, so games could have been even higher. They could have averaged more points. I listened to an interview just before coming over of Bailey Leach talking after the win against Springfield, and said they need to work on their defense a little bit. Their defense is their transition into their offense, and she felt that's something that they needed to get a little bit better at. So Bailey Leach also 8 points shy of hitting that 1,000 mark. So we wish her the best, but we're hoping again that Lincoln can turn it around from what they did last year. And based on the game we had the other night, I think we're going to have to take care of the ball a little bit better. We had a lot of unforced turnovers, and I don't think we can afford to do that tonight against Pleasant Plains.
There are times that we have seen the Lincoln girls get a little, I will say, disoriented, a little confused out there, maybe offensively, and sometimes revert to those floater passes instead of the clear, crisp chest pass or the clear, crisp bounce pass. We throw a floater up there, and it's just like waiting for a punt to come down.
Absolutely. And we'll have Lily Holmes back in and running the point and the press, and with her athleticism and length and long arms, hopefully that can slow Pleasant Plains down a little bit. And I think what we have to do is count on our half-court defense taking Plains a little bit out of their normal offense and making them do something different, and then we have to get the rebounds.
When you talk about Plains, you start with the All-Stater Anna Weber. She's 6 feet tall, committed to Lincoln Land. In fact, we've got girls on the Lincoln team. Mia Clark is committed to Parkland. I think Mason McLeod and Grace Schneider have committed to Lewis and Clark, and word is that they are going to start their first day of classes next year by traveling from here to Lewis and Clark in a canoe. Now, I shouldn't have said it because there'll be somebody out there that believes that. But you start with Anna Weber. Anna Weber, the All-Stater, she's kind of their big gun inside. Bailey Leach has been their outside force, and then you bring in Grace Sabatka. That gives them 3 offensive weapons right there.
It does. And Anna Weber, she's just so athletic and so smooth on the court. I think even though we're looking for Lincoln to win, it's going to be a pleasure just to watch her play tonight. And again, let's see what she does against a little bit different defense that Lincoln plays.
Lincoln ended up with the silver championship up at the Dixon Girls Classic. Ended up going 3-1. And I know Corey said he would have preferred to go 4-0, but they gave a very good Sterling team a lot of a pretty good tussle there, only going down by 6. And Lincoln didn't give up 40 points except one game in the tournament. That was against a very good Sterling team. Sterling kind of reminded me, if you remember, the old Peoria Manual boys teams. Not big, but they were quick.
Absolutely.
And could shoot the basketball. And that, there was no shame in losing to that Sterling team. They kind of rolled through the tournament as Decatur MacArthur did down at Collinsville on the boys' side.
Right.
So you end up with going 3-1. They come home with a 5th place, but winning the silver championship. Lincoln lost 50-31 last year. They've got about a 12-point differential, which at right now being at 11-4, 2-1 in the CS8, 12-point scoring differential. That's pretty good.
Absolutely. I think the key here for Lincoln tonight, they can't get down early. I think they have to come out strong. They have to hit their first shots. Monday night we had Mia Clark hit her first 3, and then followed McLeod, hit a 3 right away, and we got off to a good offensive start. And I think that's going to be very important for us tonight. We've got to slow them down, and we've got to get some points on the board early.
I'll tell you what, that will be tonight's list of the game for Me Realty. Whether you're looking to buy or sell your house, check the listings at MeRealty.com. That's the Me Realty list of the game. I agree with you. Lincoln cannot get down against this team like they did last year. They're going to have to get off to a good start, and I think they're going to have to take and make sure defensively in the half court, put pressure on the ball or keep the ball out of the center, because they're going to go into Anna Weber, obviously, and you want to keep the ball out of her hands. They still have Leach outside. You're going to need to know where she's at all times, because she can hit the 3, but somebody's going to have to watch the passing lanes. They just can't let Anna Weber roam on the inside. She got 27 against them last year. She can explode for that again this year, too.
Absolutely. I'm always big on saying you've got to have your hands up on defense. You've got to block the sight of the offensive players, and I think that's going to be key. We need to make sure that they can't see Weber. They can't get a clean pass to her. We have to make them work around and pass around our defense.
Now, what we saw somewhat up at Dixon was Lincoln did not have, we never have a size advantage, but we didn't have a real size disadvantage most of the time. However, when there was a strong inside presence for some of the other girls' teams, Grace Biven came in the game and gave the other team something to worry about. I think that could be the case here tonight, even though she's only a freshman, getting her in a basketball game and giving them somebody to worry about on the inside, both offensively and defensively. Grace plays pretty good defense inside.
Yeah, Grace is actually our second leading scorer. Mia leading with 14, 14.3, and Grace at 8.4. And I would like to see Grace, I talked with one of the players at Mount Pulaski, Olivia Smith, and I say, you need to get out there and play like a beast. And that's what I'd like to see Grace. She has some great moves inside. She's very talented. She's athletic, and I'd like to see her just take on a responsibility of being a beast on the inside.
We saw up at Dixon the insertion of Paisley Holmes into the offense, and with she and Grace Schneider in there, it gives them 2 point guards on the floor. But Paisley Holmes has that motor. She's different than Becca Heidzig. Paisley's got a motor where she's going all the time, and she's very quick out there on the floor. She's going to present some problems if Lincoln start pushing the ball up the floor.
Exactly. She and Grace both actually took the ball in the paint quite a bit here on Monday night, which really was a big help for Lincoln.
We're going to take a 60-second timeout while we have the opening ceremonies and the national anthem. When we come back, Jan and I will have the starting lineups for tonight's matchup.
Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Just moments away from the starting lineups. Jay Harden and Jan Bowers back here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. And the team's about to be introduced. Again, Pleasant Plains undefeated, ranked number 7 in 2A, according to Max Preps. And I'm going to turn over to my podcast partner, Jan Bowers. Jan, the starting lineups for tonight's game, please.
All right, as we start off with the Cardinals from Pleasant Plains, they will be starting at one guard, a sophomore, the coach's daughter, Aurora Frazee. She wears number 1. Number 10 is Bailey Leach, again, as you mentioned, a great outside shooter, a senior playing a guard. They have 3 forwards. A senior, Madison Burke, wears number 15. Their all-stater, Anna Weber, 6 foot. She's, again, a forward senior, number 21. And then they will start Grace Sabatka, who is also a forward, and she will wear number 22. The head coach for the Cardinals is TJ Frazee.
Nice video up on the board here at Roy S. Anderson, the Palace on Prim. As Lincoln, Jan, this is kind of revenge week. We knocked off Limestone, which got us last year at their place. This is the second part of revenge week, and then we've got Springfield on Saturday, a team that beat us at their place last year.
That's right. Well, let's hope that that's going to happen. Coach Corey Farmer talked a little bit about maybe the girls being a little off in their game because they didn't have school on Monday, and now that they were back in class, hopefully they're kind of back in the rhythm and routine that they need to come out and be fired up right at the very beginning of the game.
Lincoln in their tighty-whitey home uniforms tonight. Pleasant Plains in the road blue, trimmed in red.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Lincoln Lady Railers. Lily Holmes back in the lineup, a 5'5" senior wearing number 2. Grace Schneider, the 5'3" point guard, leads the team in assists and actually free throw attempts. She wears number 3. Mason McLeod, our outside shooter, shooting over 30% from three-point land, 5'6" senior. She wears number 11. Gray Gilbert, the all-around good defensive and rebounding player for Lincoln. She's a 5'4" junior and wears number 13. And Mia Clark, our leading scorer and leading rebounder. She's a 5'8" senior, and she will wear number 25. Lincoln, of course, is coached by Corey Farmer, assisted by Brad Schneider and Cam Whiteman. And let's see if the Lady Railers can come out fired up here tonight.
Lincoln coming off a 20-point-plus win over Bartonville Limestone on Monday night, and Pleasant Plains coming off a victory over CS8 Springfield by 10 points last night. The girls throwing the mini basketballs into the crowd. And we're getting set to go here at Royas Anderson. Plains will move from right to left as you look at your radio dial. Lincoln going to move from left to right. Holmes and Weber to jump it up center circle. Officials appear to be ready. Scorer's table ready. Dave Renfro always ready.
Does a great job. Does a great job with the mic.
And we're about to tap it up. Hope you're going to enjoy this one on a Tuesday night. Railer fans and many of the Pleasant Plains fans who have joined us. There's the tap, and Weber tips it into the backcourt to Sabatka, to Leach. Leach will run their offense. Leach in the corner, Burke. They're looking inside Weber. Got a double team on Weber, and Burke in trouble. Ball on the floor. She picked it up. Gets it out. They go around the horn. They go inside Weber. Weber free throw line against Gilbert. Weber inside, kick back out Leach. Leach to Burke, free throw line. 15-foot turnaround, banks it home. I'm not sure Maddie Burke intended that, but it'll serve as 2 points, and they're up 2-0. 7:27 to go. Schneider works around the screen. They go into corner McLeod, back out front Grace. Pleasant Plains setting up right now what looks to be a man-to-man. In the corner there, Clark, 20-footer out of the corner, in and out, no good. Rebound, Gilbert's got it on the floor, ball on the floor, squirts out of bounds, and that should be Lincoln basketball.
All right, good look there by Mia, just in and out, and that happened to us a lot on Monday night. We were online, they just didn't fall, so hopefully tonight we'll get those to go.
Aurora Frazee knocked it out of bounds last. They're looking inbounds, and they lob it into Lily Holmes. Lily will bring it out. Lily kick to Clark. Clark right wing, now dribbles it out front, volleyball line. Mia Clark, left-hand dribble against Weber. The handoff to Schneider. Grace in the corner, Lily. Nice baseline fake, fell down, might have tripped over Frazee's feet, and Frazee comes the other way. It's 5-on-4, and now Holmes gets back on defense. Leach, right side Sabatka. In the corner they go Weber. Weber looks baseline. Weber kick back out Sabatka. Out front Leach. They go around the horn. Frazee left side. Lincoln's defense looking pretty decent right now. They go inside Burke. 10-foot turnaround up and good. Lincoln having a little trouble now keeping the ball on the inside and nearly lost it against the man-to-man. Holmes will bring the ball up the floor looking for a guard to get it to. Lily brings it up against Leach. Gets it to Schneider. Schneider out front, past the volleyball line, near half court. She'll work in, crossover dribble, left side McLeod, out front Clark. Clark dribbles against Weber, nothing there, brings it back out. Clark, left-hand dribble, handoff to Schneider. Grace has gotten to the free throw line by driving in. Nice bounce pass to Gilbert from Clark, up and good.
What a great pass there by Mia Clark, and a good cut by Gilbert on the back door.
And now Lincoln pressing the backcourt, and Schneider taps it away and knocks it out of bounds, and it'll stay Plains basketball. 5:53 to go here in the first quarter. Plains up 4-2. And Leach will bring it across the timeline to set up their offense. Left side Frazee. Frazee to Leach. In the corner they go Sabatka. Sabatka, long pass out front Frazee. Frazee. Leach, they go inside Weber. Weber down the lane, layup time, nice good. Move. Weber sliced through the Lincoln defense, make it 6-2 Plains. And now Plains will apply man-to-man pressure in the backcourt. Lincoln able to break the pressure. Schneider across the timeline. Clark, 20-footer, no good, a little bit short. Rebound Weber. Weber to Frazee. Frazee into the front court. Frazee volleyball line. Right side Leach. Leach in the corner Burke. Burke in the corner. Nice throw inside Sabatka, up and good. And somebody lost Grace Sabaka. She got behind the defense and got in there for a layup. It's 8-2. Just under 5 minutes left here in first quarter.
Plains Heights really is helping them. They're able to see over the top and finding good passes inside and have great patience on their offense.
Schneider took it straight to the goal, and I think Madison Burke will get called for the foul, and that'll be the first foul of the basketball game on anybody. No, it was on Aurora Frazee. That is her first foul. And this is how Grace Schneider has got herself to the line quite a bit so far here in the 2025-26 season. Oh, and they called it on the floor? Oh, okay. Well, I call that one on the floor, so that will be the first foul. Lincoln have it out under their basket. Looking, get it to Clark. Clark, 20-footer left side, no good. And Lily Holmes chases it down the corner. Now she's trapped, and Lily was fouled by Frazee. Aurora Frazee commits her second foul.
Plains has their 6-footer, Weber, on Mia Clark trying to stop those 3-point attempts. And Mia's had 3 good looks at the basket. And again, one of those is going to drop here soon. Be nice to get Grace in there. If they've got their 6-footer away from the basket, she might be able to get some baskets, and she's in the game right now.
Grace Biven in the basketball game. Schneider drives around everybody, kicking the corner. Lily, nice ball fake. Holmes, 10-foot, stop and pop, good.
Great pull-up jumper. Very smart. Very good recognition of the opening offensively by Lily.
8-4 the Plains lead. 4:25 to go here in the opening stanza. They've got Kirby Schultz, a sophomore in the basketball game. Leach, long 3. Back of the iron, no good. Sabaka, the long rebound, and she'll kick it back out to Leach. They get to Weber, free throw line. Weber down the lane. Nice bounce pass. Sabaka up, no good. Rebound off to Grace Biven. And Lincoln will push the ball up the floor. They took out Aurora Frazee with 2 fouls here in the first quarter. They go to Holmes. Holmes had it batted away by Schultz. Ball on the floor. And a jump ball will be called, and it'll go Lincoln's way.
That was a set play there for Lincoln.
They called a timeout.
Oh, boy.
30-second timeout called by
Wow.
Yeah, I thought the jump ball occurred first.
I thought so, too. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, located at 304 North McLean Street and online, myfgec.org. Culver's of Lincoln, home of the Butter Burger. It's easy for you to say. Stop by before or after the game, located 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. They've got other things other than butter burgers. I could use some frozen custard right now. 8-4, the Plains lead, 3:54 to go. And Jan, Lincoln's got some good looks at the basket, just can't get anything down.
Yes, exactly. I like the fact that they're doing some ball fakes and putting the ball on the floor and doing pull-up jumpers, not going in too far. And those will start falling if we recognize that. And hopefully we need to get Mason McLeod in on the three-pointer here soon.
Burke, Weber up and good. A nice little give and go. And Plains up 10-4.
Well, they're running a very nice offense. They've got Weber running the top at the free throw line, and then they've got 2 tall players shooting in the gaps from the sides, and that's going to be hard for Lincoln to defend.
Holmes out of the corner, 3, in and out, no good. Rebound battle for. Grace Biven got pushed in the back, no call, and here they come the other way, and Leach lost it in the backcourt. She gathers it up ahead to Schultz. Schultz, Leach. They go inside Burke. Burke just threw the ball out of bounds and into the exit here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. And on the turnover, Lincoln will have it the other way. Jan, Lincoln's going to have to convert on these turnovers.
They are. We've got to hit some of our set shots, but you're right. We have to find different ways to get scoring opportunities right now, and we've got to shut them down, get some turnovers, get some rebounds, hopefully fast break a little bit. We've got the quickness of Paisley Holmes in the game right now. Let's see if that'll help us out a little bit.
Schneider kicking the corner. Clark, nice ball fake by Mia. 15-footer, no good. Back of the iron. Mia's gotten some good looks, just can't get anything to go down right now. Leach across the timeline. Left side, Schultz. Schultz back out front, Leach. They go to Burke. They throw it inside Weber. Ball on the floor. She runs into Biven. Biven battles for it, and they're going to call Grace Biven for a foul.
Was there some contact? Yes, that's just part of the game to me. That's just a game of basketball. You're going to have some contact. I didn't think Grace did anything to really alter what Weber was doing. I think it was good defense, but that is not how the officials saw it underneath.
Burke to inbound under their basket. Looks. They go inside Weber. Weber throws it back out front, Leach cross court to Carly Crawford Jr. in the basketball game. Schultz. Leach, a 20-footer out front. Good. She can shoot the basketball. Bailey Leach, the senior, nails the three. It's 13-4. Paisley Holmes across the timeline. Paisley takes it in. Was going to lob it to Grace Biven, and Grace didn't cut. And as a result, the turnover goes back to Pleasant Plains. Lincoln could use a defensive stop here.
They definitely need one.
Leach. Right side Schultz, 20-footer, threw it over the bucket. Weber knocks it out of bounds, and it'll go Lincoln basketball.
They always have two players on the baseline running back and forth. They run a little short porch sometimes, and that's going to make it difficult for us to rebound because of their height underneath.
Schneider, left side Biven. They get it to Paisley Holmes. Paisley's going to drive it in. Paisley
That's
kicking the
kick
corner.
out.
Mesa.
Here we go, McLeod.
Three out of the corner. Bang! Collision Concepts three. Mesa McLeod with 16 the other night. Gets her first three, and it's 13-7.
Give credit there to Holmes drawing the defense and kicking it out for a wide open McLeod.
Leach goes inside Burke. They go right side Crawford. Burke, baseline Clark, good defense. Out front they go. Schultz, long three, up no good. Rebound, McLeod has it. Weber's all over her. And they get it to Schneider, and Grace going to push it up here a little bit. Grace into the lane, now brings it back out. Grace with Leach on her. Right side Paisley. In the corner Clark. 20-footer out of the corner. Oh, it was online. Look good. Paisley.
Good hustle. Good
hustle. And it's off Plains last. And it'll stay Lincoln basketball.
Holmes came out of nowhere to get a little piece of that and create that possession for us.
Mia's had 4 good looks at the basket. They kick in the corner to her again. Nice fake on Weber. Mia going to drive in. Contact, no call. Mia kick out Mesa. Mesa out front Paisley. I think if they clear out, I think Paisley might be able to take her.
Yes, I would agree.
Schneider to Paisley Holmes, right side. Paisley out front Mesa. Mesa with a taller Weber on her. Paisley going to drive in. There's contact there from Leach, and it's a blocking foul. Foul is on Bailey Leach. That will be her first. And that is the third on Plains so far. Mesa looking to get it inbounds. Mesa lobs it in. This is Biven. Biven out front Paisley Holmes. 44 seconds on the clock. Paisley way out front. Hands off to Mia Clark. Mia started to drive in. Hand off to Grace. Grace going to drive it in. Throws it up. Blocked. And something happened. Maddie Burke is hurt. Maddie Burke is hurt. She's holding her left arm. And a timeout is going to be taken by Tim Frazee.
He's got shoulder out of, I think, his shoulder.
I wonder.
Dislocated.
You hate to see that happen.
Yes, yes.
She's hurting. And I don't know. There was contact between, as Grace drove down the lane, there was contact. And I don't know if she got caught in the shoulder. It must have been. And they're going to take her back to the locker room as Grace Sabatka comes back in the basketball game for Plains. 26.9 on the clock. Plains up 13-7.
Need a defensive stop here. Hopefully get a bucket. They might hold for one shot.
Leach, left side Schultz, back out front Leach. They're trying to spread the floor out. Right side Crawford, out front Leach at center circle. Leach still at the center circle, 13 on the clock. Leach, left side Schultz. They go inside, stolen by Grace Biven. Quickly to Paisley Holmes. Paisley on Leach. Paisley down the lane, 10-footer. Oh, in and out. Rebound Holmes, blocked by Weber, and Weber throws the ball away as the clock expires. At the end of one quarter, it is Plains 13 and Lincoln 7. We'll take a 60-second timeout.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com.
Royce Anderson Gymnasium. State Farm Insurance Agent Brian Clark, one of our fine sponsors at 628 North Chicago here in Lincoln for all your insurance needs. Lincoln inbounds. Clark goes down the lane, kick out to Mesa. Mesa tries to drive baseline. Back out front, Mia. Mia with Weber on her, goes out front, Paisley Holmes. Now Lincoln resets. They're running a little motion, nearly knocked out of bounds and thrown back out and nearly stolen. Paisley's got it. Oh, and they call it a tip, and she is in trouble at half court. Ball on the floor. They're going to nail Paisley Holmes for a foul. And she probably stopped a fast break.
Yes, I agree. You know, the last possession we had there of the first quarter, we had two good looks. That was a tremendous little shot that Paisley Holmes took with a step back after the dribble and step back. Just couldn't get it to go. And Lily right there on the rebound and put it back up immediately, but unfortunately into the hands of the 6-footer.
They go Weber, free throw line. Weber with Biven on her. Weber in the lane. That should probably be 3 seconds in the lane. Weber in the lane again. Throws it up, no good. Gets her own rebound, throws it up left-handed, good. Lincoln girls, Jan, need to get a body on somebody. You just can't let them get all those rebounds inside.
Yes. You know, and it's more than just putting the body. You got to react and go get the ball. If you got a 6-footer, she's going to reach over the top of you. You've got to move your body and get it in position on the angle of the ball.
Nice save by Grace Biven as Lily Holmes shot an air ball three-pointer. Clark out of the corner, bang! Three-pointer, collision concept three-pointer. It's 15-10. Mia Clark on the board. They go inside. Weber nearly stolen away by Biven. Nice bounce pass inside. Look at that work inside, and great work by Plains as Sabatka gets the bucket, and it's 17-10.
And you can tell these girls have played together for many, many years.
Schneider around the Biven screen, and now she's in trouble. Plains doing a nice job on the switch out front. Clark in the corner, going to drive baseline against a smaller opponent. Back out front, Grace. Grace to Biven. Biven, McLeod, Schneider. Schneider in the lane, throws that up a shot, didn't get it, but goes to the free throw line. And again, Grace Schneider's driving in the lane, getting to the free throw line. Foul on Grace Sabatka. That'll be her first foul, and the first on Plains here in the second quarter.
And these are the first free throw shot in the game. We didn't have any in the first quarter. And again, Grace has been to the line 64 times this year, leading the team.
Lefty up and good. Greg Gilbert back in the game for Grace Biven. Second one for Schneider, the lefty senior, around and out, no good. 17-11, 6:05 to go here in the half. Weber helping him bring the ball up against the Lincoln press, gets it to Leach, and now they have 3-on-2. Leach down the lane, 10-footer up, no good. Rebound back, knocked out of bounds by Leach over call. Schneider, and it goes Lincoln basketball, and it should be. Again, Plains puts on a man-to-man token pressure.
We've been down 6 about most of the game. Let's see if we can get it down to 4 or possibly even 3 here on this possession and turn this game around a little bit.
Clark handles it out front to Schneider. Schneider, handoff to Lily Holmes. Lily drives in, had a wide open shot to free throw, didn't take it. Clark right side three, good! Bang, a collision concept three, and I wasn't sure she was going to get that. She got it in her hands funny, but still got it off and up and in, 17-14. Leach, 30 feet from the basket. Left side Schultz. Leach again. Looking for Crawford in the corner. Back out Schultz. They flash Weber free throw line. Nearly threw the ball away. Weber inside, ball on the floor. Clark steals it.
What great hands. What great hands by Clark.
So Lincoln with a shot at tying the ball game. 5:03 to go here in the half. Schneider across the timeline, going to drive it in. Grace kick to Mesa in the corner. Shot out of the corner. Is it? Beat her, baby. Yes, a collision concept three, and we are tied. Tied at 17. 4:50 to go. Leach, right side Crawford. Leach, they go to Weber. Free throw line. Left side Schultz. Back out front Leach. They're not panicking. Nice move down the lane by Weber, up and good.
What a great move by Weber. Good recognition, and she goes both ways. She can go left or right.
19-17, Plains the lead. Schneider, Holmes, Schneider. Clark's in the corner.
Plains in a 1-3-1 now with Weber at the top.
They go in the corner. Clark, shot on the way. No good. Back of the iron. And she was inside the line. Leach quickly the other way. Leach 1-on-3. Drives against McLeod. Spin move. Oh, and they're going to call a foul, I think. Let's see if it's on Mason McLeod. It is.
Yeah. Well, that 1-3-1 with Weber on top is going to open up Clark and McLeod on the sides. And again, Mia's hit 2 shots, and if we can get McLeod hot here. I still like to see Lily Holmes get in the scoring column. She creates so many different ways to score for us.
First foul on Mason McLeod, second on Lincoln. Leach, 20-footer, top of the key.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And that puts them up 5, 22-17.
It's a long-range shot there.
Now Plains looks like they went back man-to-man. Schneider, Paisley Holmes out front. Paisley, nice little spin move there. Paisley, and dribbled the ball in front of her and is stolen. Here they come the other way. Leach up and no good. Rebound, Grace Piven. Schneider across the timeline. In the corner they go Mesa. Back out front, Grace.
That's why I'd like to see us reverse the ball quickly right there. We kind of hang on to that a little bit. I'd like to see that Grace dribble it across and make the defense switch sides of the floor.
Schneider looking to do something against Weber. Kicking in the corner, McLeod. 3 on the way. No good. Around and out. Rebound. All nothing but Plains. Paisley Holmes fights for it. Bivin picks it up. Bivin has it knocked out of her hands. A lot of contact in there.
I thought that could have been a foul call.
And it stays Lincoln basketball. But good hustle on the inside by Paisley Holmes and Grace Bivin. 3:03 to go here in the half. Plains up 5, 22-17. McLeod to inbounds. Looks. In the corner they go Schneider. Schneider going to drive it in the lane. Schneider kick out to Paisley Holmes. Paisley down the lane in the corner McLeod. Mesa drives.
That's foul. There we go.
Bumped by Crawford and knocked out of bounds. And Crawford with the foul. That'll be their second and her first. So Mesa will inbound on the Lincoln basket as Clark comes back in the basketball game. You know, Jan, we usually get something off the inbounds plays, but Plains has defended it very well.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They know what our plays are, and they're playing it to the tee. They're doing a good job with that defense.
Clark out front, nice spin move. Clark kicking the corner, McLeod. Back to Mia. Out front, Mesa. Mesa to Schneider.
Clark now with Sabatka on her rather than the 6-footer.
They go left side, Bivin, Holmes, free throw line. Clark, 20-footer. I think Grace Bivin's going to get called for a screen, illegal screen. Yep.
Yes. You know, Clark is almost money when she has time to see the basket set, and a lot of the plays are running now. She's coming off of screens, and that's hard. That's a hard shot for females to hit. If we can run something that gets her open and able to see the basket clear, I think she'll knock those down.
Leach out front. They go in the corner. Crawford drives on Schneider. Schneider getting called for a foul. You know, Jan, going back to that last play, it's harder and harder to get young players to understand there are two elements. The person setting the screen has got to do it properly, and then the other offensive player has to run that person, the defender, into the screen properly.
And that's kind of the lost art of screening anymore. That really does not happen as it should. That's a fundamental that they should work on every day in practice.
Crawford out front, Schultz right side, Leach. They tried to go into Weber, ball batted away. Good defense by Lincoln. Sabatka came out of there with it, still has it, ball batted around in there, and another foul going to be called on Lincoln. Lily Holmes going to come back in the basketball game, and there were 3 Lincoln girls around there, and I'm not sure who it's going to be on.
Yes, I wasn't sure either.
Paisley Holmes is going to pick up the foul here. That is her second. With 2:07 to go here in the half, Weber going to go to the free throw line, and Lincoln with 5 fouls. They're going to be shooting the rest of the way. Weber up and no good. That didn't even look good. Lily Holmes back in the basketball game for her sister Paisley. So Weber will have one more with Plains leading by 5. Up and got it. So the lead now 6. And again, Plains with some token pressure. Still in their man-to-man. They switch one time to a 1-3-1 zone. Schneider going to take it all the way.
Nice.
Schneider takes it home up and good. Grace Snyder makes it 23-19. Give her 3.
And Grace is not afraid to take it to the basket this year. I love seeing that from her.
Weber free throw line to go inside Sabatka. Sabatka was fouled by Schneider. Grace is saying, what did I do? But I could see that from here. Grab on the arm.
That's 3 players now we have with 2 fouls apiece.
And Jan, again, they're catching the ball awful easy on the inside.
Yes.
Weber missed the first free throw. Or Sabatka misses the first free throw.
Again, just this will be the 4th free throw for Plains on the game, and Lincoln with just 2 free throws. A lot of fouls called here recently, though.
Sabatka's second one up, got it. 24-19. Plains up 5, minute 44 to go here in the half. Schneider tried to drive again. Schneider, Clark on the kick out, 20-footer, bowl around and out. And ball nearly stolen away by Lily Holmes. Sabatka the rebound, Leach, right side Schultz. Schultz in the corner, Sabatka. Sabatka, Schultz. They go out front, Leach. Still trying to spread the Lincoln defense out. And at times running a double post. They go to Weber inside. Ball batted around. Oh no.
That's a jump ball.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no, no. Foul on Lily Holmes.
Wow.
They had knocked the ball away from Anna Weber. And in the scrum, it should have been a jump ball. Weber misses the first free throw. And now what's this official's problem?
They weren't sure who the foul was called on. So they blew the horn. Yeah, giving up these free throws. You know, I did not think, as you said, that should have been a jump ball. Instead, they have an opportunity here.
So they give her the free throw over again after she missed it.
Yes.
Chima Netley.
Again, Lincoln did a great job to battle back and tie the game, and now things just haven't gone their way here towards the end of the second quarter.
Weber makes both free throws. 26-19, minute 16 to go here in the half.
Big possession here for Lincoln. Big possession.
Schneider goes in, now tries to use the screen. Kick to Clark, 3 on the way, left side, no good. Rebound on the floor. Leach comes out of there with it. Leach ahead to Schultz. Schultz in the corner, Sabatka. Schultz, Leach, into Weber. Weber free throw line. Weber free throw line. Leach 20-footer left side, no good. Rebound and up and good by Sabatka from Weber.
You know, really, Grace Biven had a good block out there. It just, the ball came off long after the 3-point attempt.
30.7 on the clock. Holmes, free throw line, elbow. They go inside. Biven, left-handed shot up, no good. A lot of contact going on in there and no calls coming.
Yes, that was a good set little play there. Good pass inside. Just couldn't get it to fall. Nice left-handed shot there by Grace.
Plains up 28-19. Lincoln's not getting anything to fall into the bucket. They're getting good looks at the bucket. And then struggling on the defensive end. In the corner, they go Schultz. They go down low. Stolen by Biven and knocked out of bounds. .6 here left on the clock. We need a good stop. Good stop. Give us time to regroup here. Plains throws it in. Leach, they get a shot up. No good. And at the end of the half, it is Plains 28, Lincoln 19. We're going to send it back to the WLCN studios for a 2-minute word from many of our fine sponsors. You're listening to Lady Railer Basketball on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer Basketball. WLCN's coverage is made possible by Culver's of Lincoln, Me Realty, Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, Elkhart, Croft, and Lake Fork Fertilizer Service, Heritage Packaging, Modern Brake and Alignment, Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch and Annette Welch, Grau Incorporated, Schneider Masonry, Collision Concepts, State Farm Insurance Agent Brian Clark, the Johnson Family, Simply Traveled Cruise Planners, United Community Bank, Dara Entwistle and Health Insurance Solutions of Illinois, LCHS Lady Railer Basketball Alumni, Rocking G Land and Cattle. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball.
Back at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium, where Lincoln had tied the game at 17, now down 28-19 here on the Ground Incorporated halftime show as Jan compiles the halftime stats. And Jan, Lincoln fought back to tie the game at 17, and you thought at that point if they just kind of get over the hump, but they had some shots they couldn't get down, and they struggled to keep the ball out of the middle. Plains was able to run out to a 9-point lead.
Well, we caught up in the game when Plains went into a 1-3-1 defense, and that gave Mason McLeod and Mia Clark good looks at the shots, and they were able to knock down those threes and brought us back. Plains quickly recognized that was not the right defense for them and went back into their man-to-man. But Plains just really runs a great offense. Again, they run two players inside. They have a short corner baseline. They sometimes dive a guard down into the lane, and it's going to be very difficult for us when that ball goes into the high post to guard all of the different angles of where they are shooting players into the basket. So that's just a well-run offense by them. And yes, we have to do a good job there. And also the blockouts. They have a lot of height that, again, not only do we have to put a body on them, but you got to react and move to the ball and move at angles that keeps them away from the ball.
I hate to say this, but observing it in the first half, the Lincoln girls looked a little flat-footed at times. Instead of playing defense with your feet or moving with your feet, it's a lot of reaching. Or it's a lot of, yeah, I boxed somebody out, but I didn't go get the basketball. You can't play that way against a Pleasant Plains team like this. They will beat you.
Yes, they will. And there towards the end, we got a little more aggressive, and we got hands on the balls. And then, unfortunately, we were called for some fouls that could have probably gone either way in terms of a foul or a jump ball. And those calls are going to have to go our way, unfortunately, here in the second half. Offensively, again, Plains doing such a good job of making us take shots where we don't really have time to set and see the basket. Coming off of screens, blindly turning into a shot is not an easy shot for females, and that's really what's happening right now. And we've got to find a way to keep that ball moving, maybe get some more screens on the ball so we get some clean looks at the basket, and then we knock them down.
And then I think we talk about that, but you have Mason McLeod, who's pretty much a set shooter. She's got to be open to get her shot off. She's not going to come off the screen and pop one in. Mia Clark can occasionally do that, but she's more comfortable getting that wide open look and having time to get her shot off. You don't have that many players. Grace Schneider might be your best at getting to the basket, but at 5'3", is she really going to draw the calls? Is she going to get the shot off? Paisley Holmes can get in there. She's probably our best pure jump shooter when you sit and look at it.
Yes, and we've had a couple times that we've done that. We've had some ball fakes and 1 to 2 dribbles and a pull-up shot, and those are the shots that we're going to have to hit. Those are going to be the clean looks that we have. And again, it's the ball fake that leads into that because they know we're three-point shooters, so they're jumping, they're closing out on us very quickly, and that's when we need need to make that drive and then maybe find the dump underneath, which is what we did to Grace Biven. Unfortunately, she couldn't get it to go, but that was a great look at the basket.
It looks to me like defensively they've pretty much said, okay, if you beat us, we're not going to come over and give any help defense. We're going to stay on your shooters. We're not going to let you do the dribble, drive, and kick. So somehow they're going to have to find another way to score. Lincoln has gotten some good looks at the basket. Frankly, if a few more shots had dropped, this is not a 9-point basketball game, but they're still going to have to find a different way to score offensively.
Right. And, Mia has been so effective this year at actually putting the ball down and driving to the basket, and she did that once today, and unfortunately they dropped 2 players in, and she didn't get the clean shot. But I think we're going to have to look for that. We're going to have her trying to drive to the basket. Lily Holmes getting involved. Unfortunately, she fell down on the one drive she was going to make. The other one she did was very nice, and she had a pull-up jumper, and I think she needs to get involved a little bit more. Again, Grace will drive to the basket, but then we've got to have somebody dive in when she does that and draws 2 players that she can find them underneath the basket.
They're not ranked number 7 for nothing. What do you got for halftime scoring for us?
All right, let's start with the Cardinals from Pleasant Plains. They have 4 of their 5 starters in scoring. They have 6 points from Bailey Leach on 2 3-pointers, and she is just 2 points away from the 1,000 mark. Madison Burke has contributed 4 points on 2 field goals. Anna Weber is leading the team with 11 points on 4 field goals and 3 for 4 from the free throw line. And Grace Sabatka has kicked in 7 points on 3 field goals and 1 for 2 from the line. For the Lady Railers, we have 5 players. All 5 starters have scored. Lily Holmes has 2 points on a field goal. Grace Schneider with 3 points on a field goal and 1 for 2 from the line. Mason McLeod has hit 2 threes for 6 points. Gray Gilbert has chipped in a bucket. And Mia Clark with 2 3-pointers for 6 points for the Lady Railers. And we are just 1 for 2 from the line. So only 6 free throws shot in the entire game.
The Lincoln ladies only committed 1 foul in the first quarter. I believe it was by Grace Biven. And then you look at now you've got Lily Holmes with a foul. You got Schneider with 2. Mason McLeod 1. Paisley Holmes has 2. Grace Biven now has 2. So you've got 3 girls on the Lincoln side with 2 fouls, and just Aurora Frazee with 2 fouls that she picked up in the first quarter. Lincoln's going to have to get something to go their way, whether it's calls or whether it's to get a few buckets here, get a couple of turnovers. They're going to have to get something going their way.
Yeah. We haven't been able to really get a full court press going because we haven't scored enough, or the way we're scoring is not putting that in position. Maybe that's what Coach Farmer doesn't want to do, is he feels that Plains is probably too good to break the press. But at this point, we have to try something different. We caught up, but now we got back down, and we're down here by 9 points now, which is one of the biggest leads that they've had. We got to chip away at that. And again, we have to make things happen. We can't sit back and hope that they turn the ball over or miss shots. We have to actually go out and try to win this game.
We're going to send it back to the WLCN studios for a 60-second timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap up the Ground Incorporated halftime show. You're listening to Lincoln Lady Railer Basketball on WLCN 96.3 FM.
A great harvest starts with a great foundation. Since 1976 in Central Illinois, that foundation has been Elkhart, Croft, and Lake Fork Fertilizer Service. They're your local source for all your fertilizer, ag chemical, and custom application needs. At Lake Fork, contact Clay at 217-792-3397. In Elkhart, call Chris at 217-947-2221. And at Croft, give Mark or Eric a call, 217-445-2631.
Halftime clock winding down here as we wrap up the Ground Incorporated halftime show. Lincoln down 28-19 to the 7th-ranked team in 2A in the state, the Pleasant Plains Lady Cardinals, and their everything is advertised. Anna Weber, their big all-stater, with 11 points here in the first half, leading the scoring. And as we spoke, Lincoln's going to have to find a way to keep the ball from going into the middle.
at the beginning of the game, we were putting more pressure on the perimeter players when they're in, especially when it went in the corner, and they really had a hard time. And in the very first possessions, we had great defense, and somehow they came away with a basket. Somehow we've got to get out and put more pressure on them or deny a reversal pass to the point and make them have to try something different.
Plains the basketball to start the second half. Leach out at the center circle. Right side Crawford still in the game. They go inside Weber. Weber on Clark down the lane. Nice defense by Mia. That ball's off Weber at last, they say, and it goes Lincoln's way. First 3 minutes, Jan, here of the third quarter are going to be crucial to Lincoln basketball.
They are. Again, we've got to chip away at this lead.
Plains going to put a little more pressure on than what they did in the first half. As Frazee back in the basketball game, guarding Schneider out front. They go Lily Holmes, nice lane to the basket. Lily, 5-footer up and good. That was a nice play to start the second half. Here they come quickly up the floor, and Schneider stops Frazee out front. Leach, 28-21, 7.5 minutes to go here in the third. Frazee, Leach, volleyball line, tapped away by Lily Holmes, and Weber runs into her, no call. Lily up the floor, right side Clark. Clark in front of the Lincoln bench will hand off to Lily Holmes. Holmes drives in, looks for Schneider. Holmes, nice little spin move. Holmes in trouble, kick out to Grace.
Again, you had nobody cutting to the basket when Holmes made that great move. We needed somebody diving in the lane.
Clark, 10-footer, left side, no good. Rebound Frazee. Mia Clark with a wide open 10-footer, left side of the lane, just couldn't get it to go down. Left side Leach. Leach out front Frazee. Frazee, Crawford, corner Weber. Weber had the baseline, doesn't take it. Weber back out front. Shot Frazee, lefty up, no good. Rebound Weber. Clark didn't box her out. Weber just took it away from her. And what is the call here? I'm not sure what in the world. I think he gave him a warning. I think he gave him a warning. They tapped it out of bounds. So 30-21, the Plains lead, back to 9. Clark out front. Clark. Frazee behind her, runs into her. Schneider. Schneider had the ball knocked away, and it was knocked away by Crawford.
That's right. I'd like to see Grace pick up that three-point shot there when two players or Mia drew two. Then that would be a great three-point shot for her. Maybe something she could work on here for the rest of the season. That would be a great other scoring opportunity for Lincoln.
Crawford going for the basketball, gave McLeod a body shot and knocked it out of bounds. It stays Lincoln ball. They go into Schneider. Schneider, center circle, hands off to Mia Clark. Clark, right side Grace. Grace around the Holmes screen. Holmes is going to get called for an illegal screen. And she did. That's 2 fouls on Lily Holmes. Again, we talked about that. The screener's not set and they want to leave too quick.
Yes.
So 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Leach, left side Frazee. Frazee, Leach. Crawford. Crawford. Leach, she traveled, no call. They throw it into Weber, threw it over her head, out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a no look. That was just going to be a post-to-post pass regardless, and when you have that 6-footer down low, you can do that.
Now they're going to pick up the pressure. As Frazee wouldn't let Schneider get the basketball, Mia Clark will bring it across the timeline. Drives down the lane to McLeod. Schneider. Grace. Grace to Mia Clark. Wide open three-pointer. Up and no good. Rebound ball on the floor. And Weber kicks it ahead to Leach. Leach down the lane. Nice move. And foul on Mason McLeod. I believe. Yep. That'll be the second on Mesa. Second on Lincoln, and Leach going to go to the free throw line with 2 shots.
You know, and you've talked about we've got to stop from that ball from getting in the middle, but we have to remember that they've got Leach playing up on top. So the minute we drop in on the inside, that's where she's going to be open for that 3-point shot. So unfortunately, that is something we have to be aware of.
Leach missed the second of 2 free throws. So she gets the first of 2, 31-21. The lead's 10. Paisley Holmes in the basketball game. Hand off to Schneider. Hand off to Mia Clark. Clark, hand off to Paisley. Lincoln running a weave out front. Schneider in the corner. Schneider, kick out Clark. Clark, nice fake, going to drive down the lane.
That's it, yeah,
kick
that's
to
what we
Paisley.
needed. My
Paisley
goodness.
out front to Mesa. Lincoln, a little disc and ball knocked to the floor. Paisley comes out of there with it. Paisley drives on Weber. Paisley, Clark drives down the lane, one-hander up, no good. And the rebound comes out of there to Crawford. Crawford of Plains up the floor.
You know, Clark made the good drive in the basket and tried to dish it off, and there was contact. There should have been a foul called, even though she didn't have the ball anymore.
Weber, free throw line against Clark, going to drive down the lane, tries to throw it to Sabatka. Mason McLeod with good defense, steps in there and takes it away. 4:33 to go here in the third. Lincoln down 10, 31-21. Paisley at the rail splitter emblem. Mason McLeod running one-hander from 15, no good. Bivens goes for the rebound. Grace, hook shot up and no good. And Weber Sabatka is going to get called for the foul.
I like that aggressive play there by Biven. Didn't back down, went right at the 6-footer.
Weber with the foul. That is her first. The Biven. Grace Biven, the freshman. First one up and good.
It's her first point on the night.
Lily Holmes in for Mia Clark. 4:16 to go. 31-22. Second one by Grace Biven. Up and good. Got them both. 31-23. Kirby Schultz back in the basketball game for Carly Crawford. And Jan, really, the loss of Madison Burke early on really has not hurt Plains so far.
It has not.
Right side, Frazee. Schultz. Bleach. They go baseline Weber. Weber works on Biven. Lost the basketball. Ball on the floor. Goes to the floor. Schneider's got it. Ahead to Holmes on what? Oh, come on.
Timeout by Lincoln.
I'm sorry, folks.
Yes.
I thought it was a foul.
Coach, yes.
It's like, wait just a ding-dong
Yes.
minute here.
Coach recognized that we were in a little bit of trouble and called the timeout.
And unfortunately stopped a fast break. Oh, man. The Johnson family, in honor of Keith Johnson, a proud supporter of Lincoln Lady Raider basketball for over 50 years. United Community Bank, located at 2201 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln and online at ucbank.com. United Community Bank is the leader in community banking and stands ready to help both individuals and businesses. And we cannot forget the Lincoln Lady Railer alumni, a proud tradition of Lincoln Community High School athletics. Once a Railer, always a Railer. Got a big celebration planned Saturday. You're going to be here. I know you are.
Yes, I am. Just a reminder, all the Lady Railer, former Lady Railers, come on out and be recognized and support the team.
Paisley drives it in. Paisley was fouled, no call. McLeod left side three, bang!
There we go.
A collision concepts three. Cut the lead to 5, 31-26. 3:38 to go here in the third.
Again, down by 11 at one time here, and we're back within 5 points.
Leach goes inside Weber. Weber on McLeod. Spin move in the lane. She traveled, no call. Rebound, Paisley Holmes. Paisley, nice spin move. Paisley's got Grace. Grace going to drive in the lane. Grace throws it up. That could have been a block. That's had to be something.
Yeah, too much contact not to call anything.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It should have been, it might have been a charge on Grace Snyder for knocking Sabatka to the floor. It could have been a block and foul, but there was no call. Goes out of bounds, and the official just stood there.
You know, sometimes it's what official you have that's under the basket, you know, in the right position, wrong position, and we're just not getting any calls here this half.
Well, even if the call doesn't go your way, there should have been something called.
Yes.
There's contact there. Leach out front, 2:52 to go here in the third. Lincoln down 5, 31-26. Right side, Schultz drives baseline. Back out front, Leach. Sabatka, 20-footer, top of the key, no good. That's an air ball and out of bounds. It'll go Lincoln's way. 2:37 to go here in the third.
And Plains struggling a little bit offensively. We need to take advantage. bucket here again.
I don't think that's a shot they wanted Grace
No,
Sabatka taking.
I don't believe so either. She has not scored in the ball game. Or no, yes, Grace has.
Biven, Schneider, they had Clark under the basket out front, Mason McLeod. She couldn't get the shot off, hand off to Paisley Holmes. Paisley in the lane, in trouble, about to Schneider, nearly threw it away. Bullet pass out there. Unfortunately, Grace was able to get a hand on it and get it to Clark. Clark, Paisley, hand off to Mia. Mia going to drive it in, kick to Mesa, 20-footer right side, no good. Ball on the floor, and Sabatka grabs the rebound. Weber, nearly stolen out front by Paisley.
Stolen.
Leach out front, volleyball line, minute 50 to go here in the third. Leach, 30-footer, no good. It's going to go out of bounds. Sabatka saved it, but they say she stepped on the line and it stays Lincoln's ball. I can't believe that was a shot that TJ Frazee wanted there.
Right. She's probably hit a few of those, but at this time of the game, I'm not sure that's the one they wanted.
Not when you're up 5 in the third quarter, winding down. Paisley, nice dribble against Leach. Contact again, no call. Paisley, Leach just ran into her, and there's the call, finally. That'll be 2 fouls on Leach. Lincoln will have the basketball in front of where the student section usually sits.
You can see that was a frustration foul by Leach on that one. She had about enough of the little weave that was happening by Lincoln.
McLeod to inbounds. Plains getting more aggressive on defense out front. A lot of reach and a lot of contact. Holmes, there's the back cut up. And Mia was able to get it up and no good. Clark was able to grab it out of Weber's hands, put it up, didn't get the bucket, but got the foul. And let's see who this one's on. That is on number 11. That is Kirby Schultz. That is her first foul. Their third of the third quarter. Minute 18 to go, and Mia Clark, the 5'9" senior, with 2 freebies. No good. Short.
It was a good job by Mia diving to the basket on the move there by Holmes.
Clark up and good. She's got 7 on the evening, 31-27. Lincoln within 4. Here comes Plains in a hurry. Now Leach will slow it down, go right side Schultz. Schultz, Leach. They go in the corner, Sabatka. Sabatka drives on Clark.
Good
Sabatka
defense.
nearly stepped on the baseline. Out front, Leach. Leach. Corner Frazee. Leach inside Sabatka. Throws it to Weber. Weber against Biven. Good defense by Biven.
Wow.
And Weber just spun around, threw it up and in. 33-27. 50 seconds on the clock. Schneider. Schneider against Frazee.
That's hand check. That's a hand check right there that should be called.
And Lincoln looks like it may play for the last shot of the third quarter. They go to Holmes. Holmes going to drive it in. Ball knocked out of her hands, off of her, and it goes Plains' way. And now the out official's going to come in. And the 2 officials are conferring. Let's see what happens here. They're still jawing at each other. And it stays Plains ball. Corey Farmer is not happy. So Plains up 6 with 30 seconds to go. And Leach looks like they're going to play for the last shot of the third quarter. Up 6, you would imagine they would.
Nice job there by McLeod, coming out, put a little more pressure on.
Leach still working center circle. Now they bring Weber out. Weber right side, 20 feet from the basket. Left side they go Schultz. They try to go inside. Where's Weber right there? She throws up a left-handed shot. No good. Sabatka comes out with a rebound. Leach, 17-footer. No good. Off the iron. Rebound, Biven. Biven to Clark. And Mia can't get the shot off. At the end of 3 quarters, it is Plains 33, Lincoln 27. We'll take a 60-second timeout.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead. STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. The only limit is your imagination. Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln.
Minutes to decide things here at the Palace on Prim. Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. Lincoln will have the basketball to start quarter number 4. Down 6, 33-27. And Jan, it could have been a much worse scenario going into the fourth quarter.
It could. We were down by 11 and came back and got within 4. And
Clark into Bivin. Little hook shot. Couldn't get it down. Bivin fights for it. Saves it to Mia. Clark, 17-footer. Short, no good. Rebound inside Lily. There's a foul. No call. Bivin comes out of there with it.
Push also right there from the back.
Bivin to Lily Holmes. Lily goes in. Bivin out front Holmes. Paisley Holmes in the basketball game. Paisley around the Bivin screen. Paisley to Clark. 25-footer. No good. Back of the iron. Rebound Leach. Well, you can't fault the effort by the Lincoln girls that possession.
Good possession. We just didn't come away with a basket.
McLeod nearly steals it from Weber. And they go outside Schultz. Schultz, right side Crawford. Back out to Schultz. They don't look to be in much of a hurry right now.
And I thought Weber looked tired there at the end of the third quarter.
Frazee to Schultz. They go inside, try to go inside.
Oh, my.
My goodness.
Wow.
Lily Holmes stole the ball, and the official said she kicked it.
I thought it was off her hand. I thought she got a hand on the ball.
Plains keeps the ball. Inbounds Frazee. Sabakia in the basketball game for Plains. Frazee. Crawford. Back to Frazee. Leach. Sabakia. 6:49 to go. Out front, Frazee. Frazee in the corner, Crawford. They run a double low post with Weber and Sabakia. Now they move Weber to high post. Sabakia low post. In the corner they go. Crawford shot out of the corner. It's no good. Sabakia there for the rebound. Falls out of bounds. They kick it out front. Leach, 15-footer at the elbow. No good. Rebound Lincoln. Mesa McLeod. Mesa, and there's a foul. Frazee.
It's going to be her third.
First foul on Plains in the fourth quarter. 6:21 to go. Lincoln length of the floor to go, and Plains going to pick up the pressure. They get it inside to Paisley. Paisley against Frazee. Paisley up the floor. Kick left side to Clark. Clark going to drive it in. Clark, 5-footer.
Oh, my goodness. She got all over the arm there.
No call. Leach throws it up. No good. Rebound. Bivin had it knocked out from behind.
That was a clear foul down there, all over the arm.
They look to inbounds it. They finally get into Weber. Weber, Sabakia free throw line. She didn't even look to shoot it. They go inside Weber. Weber against Bivin, tries to back in, throws it out. Frazee, 3 on the way. You give them enough shots, they might make one. And Bivin, the rebound on a really bad-looking shot by Frazee. Now Schneider will bring it across the timeline. Plenty of time on the clock, 5:47. Paisley Holmes looking for the back cutter. Out front, Schneider. Schneider going to drive it in. Schneider going to take it in. Tried to kick it to Mason McLeod. Leach read it perfectly, and here she comes the other way. Leach, a nice move inside. No good. Rebound Schneider. McLeod, Holmes.
All right, I'd like to see Lincoln run a little set play here. Get us a clean look at the basket.
Holmes drives in. Dribbled it off her own foot. Fouls Sabakia right in front of the official. No call. And here comes Plains the other way. Lily Holmes at the scorer's table getting ready to check back in. Still 33-27. We've run nearly 3 minutes off the clock. Nobody scored. Shot Sabakia. Good.
2-pointer.
35-27, the Plains lead.
It's a quiet 9 points for Sabakia tonight.
Lincoln goes into their offense. Clark throws it inside
Good
Bivin.
pass.
Bivin up
What a
and
great
good.
play.
And Bivin nearly knocked to the floor. And a timeout taken here by Corey Farmer. It'll be a full timeout. We'll send it back to the WLCN studios for a 60-second timeout.
There's only one thing that will save somebody's life, and that is naloxone nasal spray. Get 911 on the phone. Get the emergency responses there on their way.
Does your business need high-quality corrugated packaging? For solutions that work as hard as you do, turn to Heritage Packaging in Lincoln. Since 2019, Heritage Packaging has been a proud member of the Welch Packaging family. With just-in-time deliveries and a dedication to continual improvement, Heritage Packaging can help keep businesses one step ahead. Learn more online at welchpkg.com or call 217-735-4406. Heritage Packaging, the right packaging, right on time.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
On the basket by Grace Bivin. Lincoln down 6, 35-29, 4:35 to go here.
Playing still with only 4 players scoring. Lincoln has 6 players in the scoring column.
Sabatka again, right off the baseline, 2 in a row. And it's 37-29, the lead up to 8. Schneider, Clark, Mia, Bivin, Schneider. Schneider going to drive on Crawford, didn't take it to the hole. Now Schneider will reset. Schneider handoff to Mia Clark. Clark on with Weber on her. Clark, kick left side Mesa. Mesa, handoff to Grace. Grace to Mia. Mia going to drive it in. Mia, a little hook shot up and rolls around. Bivin fights for the rebound, nearly had it. Ball on the floor. Ball on the floor. Schneider's got it. Grace to the hole, up and no good, and got fouled.
Good effort by Lincoln. Good second effort there by Bivin to keep the ball alive. 2 Lady Railers on the floor. Grace comes up with it and is going to go to the line. Opportunity to get 2 points here for Lincoln.
Foul is on Sabatka. That is her second.
1 for 2 for Grace for the evening.
Schneider with a chance to cut it back to 6. First one up and good. 37-30, 3:43 to go in a basketball game. Second one up and no good. Back of the iron and Weber the rebound. Lincoln down 7. Holmes pressuring in the backcourt. Frazee in trouble. They may get a 10. She traveled in the backcourt. No call. And a timeout taken by Tim Frazee. And now he's wanting a foul.
30-second timeout.
It is a 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Don't forget, whether buying or selling, trust the professionals at MeRealty.com or Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk in Lincoln. Go online to MeRealty.com. Schneider Masonry, family owned and operated in Central Illinois with over 40 years of experience serving builders, contractors, and homeowners. Free estimates available, 217-314-9654. Well, Jan, a stop or a turnover here would be a pleasant surprise.
Well, this is where, we have 3.5 minutes to go, and we're down 7 points. We're going to have to make something happen. We've got to take maybe some chances on getting some steals, putting a little more pressure on the offense here for Plains and creating some turnovers and trying to get some easy baskets. But we also have to get maybe some quicker shots. We have a lot of time that runs off the clock with all of our dribbling on the top.
And you can't just let them run 30 or 40 seconds off the clock. And they didn't that time as Weber went right down the lane, laid it up left-handed. Schneider to McLeod. McLeod ahead to Clark. Clark gets it across the timeline.
Yeah, we don't want to take ourselves out of the game with a quick offense, but we do have to try to find some shots here as quickly as we can.
And Schneider just threw the ball away, trying to get it to Grace Bivin. 2:58 to go, 39-30. Plains leads by 9, and Lincoln in trouble.
Grace took one to the face there. She's hurt.
And Grace is down right in front of the Plains bench.
Yeah, inadvertently hit in the face, probably the eye, maybe the nose. Wasn't anything intentional.
Trainer comes out, going to take a look at Grace. Well, if this was a college game, we'd be looking at a 20-minute replay to see exactly what happened, whether it was a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2.
Right. Isn't that the truth? You're right.
Fortunately, this is high school, so don't spend that much time. But it'll be Plains ball under their own basket. They get it out front. Leach, 20-footer from Leach, no good. Rebound, Lincoln all under the basket, and Paisley comes out with it. Here comes Paisley on the run. Tries to bounce past Bivens. She gets it up and no good. Battles for the rebound. Weber pushed Paisley in the back.
Sure did.
And knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay Lincoln basketball. Mesa to inbound. Mesa looks, in trouble. Mesa throws it out front, Clark. Holmes. Paisley out front between the circles at the center circle. Paisley, left side Biven. They go Holmes, elbow. Holmes, Clark, 20-foot, step back. Is it? Bang!
There we go.
A collision concepts 3, and the lead is 6, 39-33, and Lily Leonard steals it in the backcourt.
That's Clark, third 3 on the night.
Frazee travel in the backcourt again. Holmes all over. And another timeout is called by Plains.
And he needed
Lincoln
it.
literally had a jump ball there.
Yeah, and the 10-second coming close.
So we will keep it right here. It is a full timeout. Heritage Packaging in Lincoln offering top-notch products and value-driven solutions for Central Illinois. Learn more online at welchpkg.com or call 217-735-4406. Heartland Community College serving Lincoln, where you don't have to go far to go far. Heartland is Lincoln's community college. Discover Heartland, discover more. Visit heartland.edu/Lincoln. The LMH Community Health Collaborative, improving the health of the people in the communities it serves with programs such as walking challenges and the LMH market during the summer. Heartland Bank and Trust, with 2 conveniently locations to serve you and many others throughout Central Illinois. In Lincoln, stop by 818 Woodlawn Road or 111 North Sangamon Street in Lincoln, or go online to hbtbank.com. Well, Lincoln's going to have to push up the pressure here, Jan.
Yeah, and it's a low-scoring game for both teams, with Plains averaging 59 and Lincoln 53, and that's just some good defense, and hopefully Lincoln can get a stop here and get a basket. Plains probably going to try to run some time off the clock.
They go Weber, free throw line. Weber in trouble. Schneider had a hand on the ball.
Oh
no! No!
I was looking for the jump ball, which I thought was going to be a quick call, but certainly not the foul.
Schneider with the foul. That is the first on Lincoln. They've got a few fouls to give. They go Weber. Weber in the corner, Sabatka. She didn't take that shot.
Yeah, they're going to play keep away now.
Out front, Weber. Probably don't want to. I don't know. She didn't shoot free throws very well. Leach out front. They go to Crawford. She traveled the basketball. Oh, and they call a foul on Lincoln. Holy cow. Foul is on Mia Clark.
After the travel.
After the travel. Leach in the backcourt. Holmes all over her. Finally gets it ahead to Frazee. Corner Sabatka. Oh, you're going to have to foul somebody here, ladies. And Paisley Holmes, and they call for the kick. This guy has called the whole game.
I'll tell you.
And done it poorly. I can't lie, and neither does the video. They go Frazee backcourt. Frazee ahead to Crawford. Crawford, Sabatka, and a foul committed by Lincoln. Mesa McLeod on the foul. That is her third. Minute 25 to go. Lincoln down 6, 39-33. And that's their third team foul, so they got another one to give before Plains is shooting. Holmes, backcourt. They get it across the timeline. They go to Sabatka, inside Leach, and Paisley pushed her in the back. And Leach didn't get the shot down, but she'll be going to free throw line for 2. Paisley likely saved a bucket there. Is Biven going to come back in the basketball game for Lincoln?
And Leach needs just 1 point for 1,000 points. She's had many opportunities tonight. Couldn't get him to go.
First one up and around and out.
Still doesn't have it.
She may be stuck at 999.
And I'm okay if she gets it somewhere else.
She'll get the 1,000 point eventually.
Yep.
Second one for Leach. Up and got it. I guess that was the 1,000 point.
So that does take away a timeout, which is going to leave Plains with only one timeout left. So congratulations to Bailey Leach on reaching the 1,000-point club on a team with a lot of scorers, so that's a great career for her. Congratulations. Lincoln down by 7 with 1:18 to go.
So still time on the clock, but it's a 3-possession game.
And we've only committed 2 fouls, so we're not even setting the line. This is where I don't like the 5 fouls and 2 shots. You know, that takes away the strategy of the game. I can't believe they still have this where it's not the 1 and bonus. I don't like that.
I don't think it is. They've used it to justify saying there would be less fouls called in the game, but it really hasn't made a difference.
No, it just takes away that opportunity that the team that is behind at the end of the game.
It's less pressure on the free throw shooter.
Absolutely. You bet.
You know, it used to be you got to get the first one down, and now, you missed the first one, you got another.
Right.
So McLeod to inbounds. Lincoln, length of the floor to go. They get it to Schneider. Grace going to have to move it up the floor in a hurry. Quickly to Mia. 1:13 to go. Clark against Weber out front. Schneider. Right side, Paisley. They look for Mia or Mesa pop out front. Schneider going to drive it in. Grace throws it up.
Inside.
No good. And the foul on Mia Clark underneath against Anna Weber.
You know, I'd like us to have an offense that has some screens on the ball, some back screens, some give and goes, some point and post give and goes, and unfortunately we don't have that in the offense. Now again, teams know how to play against that, but right now we need something that's trying to free up a player. Grace Biven was open there. It was just hard for Schneider to see her.
First one up and good. (41-33), 59.1 on the clock. Second one, Weber up and good. Got them both. 42-33.
19 points on the night here for Weber. She averages 22.
Schneider going to drive it in again. Kick out to Clark. Step back 3, left side. No good. Short. Rebound, Weber. Ball on the floor. And finally the jump ball called. And it'll go Plains' way with 46.2 on the clock. Lincoln will press. Weber to inbound. Finally gets it inbound to Frazee. Frazee in the backcourt. Frazee throws it cross court. Crawford, they're still in the backcourt.
Still the backcourt behind the free throw line.
And another timeout taken by Plains.
So they did not give a timeout for them calling the timeout when Leach got the 1,000 points.
Well, he has no timeouts left now.
I'm sorry. I was looking at. I was going to say. I saw that. I looked at the wrong one there. Yeah, there we go.
So with 36-1 on the clock, it is a full timeout. We want to thank all of our fine sponsors. Boy, did we have a bunch of them come on this year. We want to thank them all for coming on so we can do every game for the Lincoln ladies this year. And a good start, a good first half of the year so far, Jan, for Lincoln's ladies, being 12-4.
Yes.
After the 12-4 after Monday night's game, and going 3-1 in the Christmas tournament. And this team continues to grow and mature as they come along, and they have played their hearts out tonight here against a very good Pleasant Plains team.
Yes, they have. They kept in there. They came back and tied in the first half. They got within 4 again here in the second half. Just couldn't get over that hump. And Plains has done a nice job here of holding the ball. And taking
Stolen
time off
away
the clock.
by Clark. Mia going to drive it in the lane. Mia goes up and good. 42-35. Schneider steals the ball and knocks it out of bounds. 19-4 on the clock. Plains to inbounds. They throw it to Sabatka. Ball knocked away. Lincoln's got it. Here comes Clark down the lane against Weber.
Oh, my.
Good defense by Weber. Ball on the floor, and Paisley Holmes is going to get called for a foul. No. I think Paisley was out of bounds.
I think so, too.
So with 12.2 on the clock, Lincoln down 7. They get it into Sabatka. Weber throws the ball ahead to Crawford. They'll run out the clock. 4.2 seconds on the clock. Clark trying to foul Crawford. They're not going to call anything, and that's it. And the 7th-ranked Pleasant Plains Cardinals come into Royas Anderson and beat Lincoln's Lady Railers by a score of 42-35. We're going to send it back to the WLCN studios and take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, Jan and I will have the Grau Incorporated postgame show and an interview with head coach Corey Farmer. You're listening to Lady Railer Basketball on WLCN 96.3 FM.
Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball. WLCN's coverage is made possible by Culver's of Lincoln, Me Realty, Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, Elkhart Croft and Lake Fork Fertilizer Service, Heritage Packaging, Modern Brake and Alignment, Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch and Annette Welch, Grau Incorporated, Schneider Masonry, Collision Concepts, State Farm Insurance Agent Brian Clark, the Johnson family,
Simply Traveled Cruise Planners,
United Community Bank, Dara Entwistle and Health Insurance Solutions of Illinois, LCHS Lady Railer Basketball Alumni, Rocking G Land and Cattle. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball.
Anderson Gymnasium as a happy Plains crowd files out of here after enjoying sitting here listening to us broadcast. Apparently thought we were doing a comedy show.
Well, yeah.
And not a so happy Railer Nation walks out of here on the wrong end of a 42-35 game, but Jan, both teams played their guts out here tonight.
You know, I'm going to think that Plains feels very lucky to come away with a win here tonight. Lincoln gave them everything they could handle. Both teams really kind of struggled offensively, but defensively, they both kind of kept themselves in the game. Lincoln had a lot of good looks at the basket. A lot of in and outs. You know, the whole first half we kept saying in and out, in and out, in and out. We had the looks, we just couldn't get it to go, and Plains just kind of hung in there. They got to the free throw line there in the second half, and that made a difference for them. Lincoln, you know, wanted the win, but I think they still have to come away with their heads up high that they gave Plains everything they could handle here tonight.
Well, you know, you had Plains averaging 59 a game on offense and Lincoln averaging 52 a game on offense, and neither one got to their offensive average. The defense of both teams was really pretty good here tonight. Lincoln allowed, unfortunately, especially in the first half, a lot of good looks inside. And again, you combine that with the fact that Lincoln, especially in the first quarter, had shots, beautiful shots. We saw it from right here, shots on line that just around and out just didn't go in. And you think maybe you get a couple of those three-pointers to go in, and this is a different ball game because we're only talking 7 points here. You get a couple three-pointers to go in, it's a one-point game.
That's right.
And I thought Lincoln's defense, especially in the second half, I thought was a little bit better. It seemed like the Plains didn't get all the easy shots that they got in the first half.
You know, what has to happen is the coaches have to make adjustments at halftime, and every time, Coach Farmer makes great adjustments. And they almost were passing the ball anywhere they wanted to in the first half. Plains was, and Lincoln really got Plains out of their rhythm in the second half. They came away with some buckets, but it wasn't as easy as what it seemed in the first half offensively for them. So again, that's a credit to the coaching staff for making adjustments defensively. Again, we had some opportunities. We got some steals. We just couldn't get the baskets. We had some turnovers there at the end, but it's because the girls were just giving all they could, all they had.
Plains was up 13-7 at the end of the first quarter, and then Plains scored 15 points to Lincoln's 12 in the second quarter to be up 28-19 at half. But when you look at the third quarter, Plains only scored 5 points in the third quarter. Lincoln outscored them 8-5 to creep back to a 6-point game, and then Plains scored 9 and Lincoln scored 8 in the fourth quarter. So really, when you sit there and look at it, there wasn't a big disparity in this basketball game, and Lincoln did shut them down to start the second half.
They did. Again, we got back within 4 there in the second half, and then all of a sudden they pulled it back up to 9, and then we got it back down to 5, and we couldn't get that basket to get us where Plains really was going to be reeling and feeling the pressure that we were going to bring to them.
You wonder if the game had gotten closer in the second half, if they would have started to feel the pressure. I mean, Bailey Leach is a good point guard, but I don't know that the other 2 guards that they had, the Frazee girl, nice player, but she's only a sophomore. I'm not so sure that if the pressure had really got to them, what they might have done, and maybe that would have been the edge in the basketball game.
And I think so. And, the difference in the ball game is you had Sabatka hit 2 big baskets there towards the end of the game. Normally she was playing up at the free throw line, and every time she got it there, she just kind of threw it to Weber, whether she was open or not, and that was really an advantage to us. When she moved out on the wing, that's actually where she scored all of her points tonight, and that made a difference for them, of them moving her away from that free throw line. And I thought Weber got tired. It looked to me like she got tired there in the second half, which again is a credit to Lincoln of the defense that they played that wore her out a little bit. They had some rebounds down the stretch. We just couldn't pull them away. A lot of contact at the end of the game, things that didn't go our way. I'm not going to blame officials at all, because it was the same both ways. There were a couple calls that I thought could have gone our way that didn't. But overall, we didn't hit the baskets. We only hit 6 field goals. We had 6 threes, but only 6 field goals other than that. And we've got to be able to hit shots other than threes in the ball game. We've got to find a way to make that happen.
Coach Corey Farmer has made his way up here, so we'll give the scoring after Coach Farmer's interview. He gets himself set. Can you hear me okay, my friend?
Yep.
Well, that was a hard-fought basketball game by both teams. You needed a couple of breaks, something to go your way, but Jan and I were just talking. You shut them down in the third quarter. They only scored 5 points in the third quarter. You got down a little bit, but got out of the hole and got yourself back in the basketball game where you got within 4. You had it tied in the first half, but it just seemed like you just didn't have anything to get you over the hump.
Yeah, we looked like we ran out of gas there in the fourth. In the end of the second quarter killed us. We tied at 17-17, and I think they went on a 10-2 run there on us, and we got called for 5 straight fouls on there, and and some of them were, and some of them, we weren't getting the calls back down at the other end, but you got to play through that. You got to find a way to play through it.
Well, in stark contrast to you, I might have gotten a tee up here had the official been standing next to me a couple of times. And folks, I'm sorry about that, but boy, it was just some of the stuff you saw kind of after 50 years of watching basketball really made you shake your head. But you can't blame the officiating for the basketball game, because you had opportunities. We talked about it in the first quarter. You get a couple of those shots to go down and win in and out. This is a different basketball game.
Yeah. I mean, we dug a hole right there on the start, and I really thought we got good looks. They just didn't go down right at the beginning. And, that's going to happen. That's basketball. Back and forth teams go on runs. They got on a run on us first, and but we called back. We got back in the game, and then they went on that run the end of second, But I was proud. They fought back in the third. They dug down. It was something we talked about at halftime was, we got to have 2 stops right away. We can't let them come out and then extend this lead. And I thought we did a good job there in the third.
Well, last year at their place, they buried us. They buried your team in the first quarter. They really did. They were up 15-2 in the first quarter, and our kids never recovered. But I thought tonight your kids, it was a little bit of a hole, 13-7 at the end of the first quarter, but it really didn't let the hole get that big. They were able to dig themselves back out of it, clawed back out of it twice during the basketball game, and never let up. And I thought, you want to win every game, you want to win the games here at home, but that is a quality basketball team you played. They're not ranked number 7 in the state for no reason. That's a good basketball team.
Yeah, they are. They're a really good team, and they're going to go far in 2A. We went toe-to-toe with them tonight. For me, the game Monday night to the game tonight, we're not even the same team. And we, I talked about it, on Monday about, not being at school and first game back after break, but the kids gave me everything they had tonight, and really that's all I could ask. A couple bounces here and there, like you said, and it's a different game.
We laughed at this being revenge week because Limestone got us over at their place last year. You got them. Plains got us at their place last year, and you gave them all they could want here tonight. Now you got to close the deal out by beating Springfield on Saturday.
Yeah, you must be at our practices because that's exactly what we talked about. It was we owe them, and we owe them. They all got us last year, I was proud of the kids tonight.
I told Jay that I think Plains probably feels pretty lucky to get out of here with that win. You have a team that comes in and are averaging 59 points. They had 28 at the half on the way to at least 56, and you shut them down to only getting 42. So you could see that they got tired at the end, and again, I think that's a credit. We had talked about the adjustments that have to be made at halftime, and we can see in every game that you come out and you make some great defensive adjustments and really shut them down in the third quarter, and that's a tribute to you and your coaching staff. But I really think that they have to feel lucky to come out of here with the win tonight.
Well, I hope so. I appreciate the compliment there. We did adjust there at halftime. We kind of stayed in on Weber there and tried to help off unless you had Bailey, unless you had 10 out there. The other girls were to help off, because not one person can stop her. We talked all week about she shoots it, you got to box her out, and I didn't feel like we did a good job in the first half. Second half, I don't recall her getting too many offensive rebounds second half. That was something we talked about at halftime that was a major key for us.
No, and I thought you made a difference in the second half because during the first half, they got a lot of easy passes inside and easy looks inside. But the second half, I don't think they got as many easy looks and easy passes inside, and that was a credit to your adjustments that you made at halftime.
Yeah, and the kids bought in, and they played hard for me, and we did get tired. I probably should have subbed a little more there in the first half, but, when you get down in a hole like that, it's hard to sub, but got to learn from it and hopefully get better from it.
All right, so you got a Springfield team that scored 77 points in overtime last year down at their place. We don't want them to score 77 here on Saturday.
Jay, they score 77. It's going to be a long night for me. Let's hope that don't happen.
Well, Corey, thanks for joining us on the postgame show, bud. We'll see you Saturday here when we have big day for Lady Railer alumni. We want them to all come out and cheer you on.
Yeah, hopefully they can all come out and we can put on a show and not give up 77.
All right, thanks, man.
Right, thank you,
Corey
guys.
Farmer on the Graw Incorporated postgame show, and the JV won tonight 34-13, and the JV continues to roll, so the future looks bright for Lady Railer basketball. I'm going to turn over to Jan and ask her to give us scoring for the basketball game. People probably in their cars by now headed home.
All right, let's start with Pleasant Plain Cardinals with a score of 42. They were led by their All-Stater Anna Weber, who had 19 points on 7 field goals and 5 for 6 from the free throw line. They had another 11 points, double figures for Grace Sabatka, who hit 2 big baskets, I thought, there in the fourth quarter. She had 5 field goals and 1 for 2 from the line. Bailey Leach actually reached her 1,000 points with 8. She needed 8, and she got 8 right there at the end of the game with her second free throw. So she had 2 field goals and 2 for 4 from 2 threes and 2 for 4 from the line. And then they got 4 points for Madison Burke before she went out with a shoulder injury on 2 field goals. So we wish her the best. So again, they had only 4 players in the scoring column, and 3 of those were players that played the whole game, and one of them that didn't play much of what she got in the second quarter, I think. So 42 points for Pleasant Plains. Lincoln was led by Mia Clark, who had 12. She had 3 3-pointers, a field goal, and 1 for 2 from the line. We had Mesa McLeod, who had 9 points on 3 field goals. We had 4 points each from Lily Holmes and Grace Schneider and Grace Biven, and then we had a basket by Gray Gilbert, my fault. We were 6 field goals, 6 3-pointers, 5 for 8 from the line, and we had Pleasant Plains, who were 8 for 12 from the line, and that made a difference. Those free throws down the stretch really helped them out.
You can't, give credit to the Plains defense tonight. They really defended the Lincoln shooters. Mia Clark, that was a hard-earned 12 points that she got, but I sit and look at this. Paisley Holmes did not score tonight. Grace Biven got 4 off the bench, and that's no no knock against them. You're playing against seniors out there as freshmen. There's a huge difference. But when you figure that they've been getting 13 points a game off of the bench between Grace and Paisley Holmes, to go from 13 to 4, that is something that really doesn't help you offensively when you're not getting that off of the bench that you've been getting all along. And again, no fault against those girls. Just give credit to Plains for the defense they played.
Absolutely. They came in here with a good game plan.
Yes.
They put the 6-footer on Mia Clark to try to stop her from shooting the threes. And she still was able to come away with 3 threes on the night. And they did a job on Mason McLeod. But, again, they have strong defense. They have good athletes. They've played together for a lot of years. And there's a reason that they're ranked in the state.
They were 26-7 last year, and this is a team that honestly might be able to win the Central State 8 playing against 3A teams. They could win some larger conferences, and they have a chance to do some damage in the postseason in 2A.
Yeah, they're undefeated. We can't forget that. There's a reason for that.
They go to 12-0. Lincoln goes to 12-5, and Lincoln will play again on Saturday. It'll be Lady Railer Alumni Day here at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium. We're going to wrap it up here from Roy S. Anderson. Say thanks to all of our fine sponsors. Acknowledge our station manager, Jim Ash, our social media and marketing manager, Lloyd Kirby, our expert cameraman over here, Connor Shaw, who runs equipment all over the place for us, my broadcast partner, Jan Bowers, and for Karen Martinez back running the WLCN board expertly, this is Jay Harden signing off. Lincoln goes down tonight to a good Pleasant Plains squad, 42-35. We'll see you on Saturday from Roy S. Anderson. Good night, and thanks for listening.
Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball. WLCN's coverage is made possible by Culver's of Lincoln, home of the Butterburger. Stop by before or after the game. Located at 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln. Whether buying or selling, trust the professionals at Me Realty. For more information, check out their website, merealty.com. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, located at 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln, and online at myfgec.org. Elkhart, Croft, and Lake Fork Fertilizer Service, your local source for all your fertilizer, ag chemical, and custom application needs. See what Mark Gordon and the Elkhart, Croft, and Lake Fork Fertilizer team can do for you. Call 217-445-2631. Heritage Packaging in Lincoln, offering top-notch products and value-driven solutions for Central Illinois. Heritage Packaging offers the right packaging right on time. Learn more online at welchpkg.com or call 217-735-4406. Modern Brake and Alignment, serving Lincoln and Logan County since 1964, offering full-service auto repairs, including suspension service, brake replacement, wheel alignment, transportation services, and more. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Stop by the shop at 1000 Commercial Park in Lincoln. Call 217-628-7650 or learn more at modernbrake.com. Go Railers! Lincoln Mayor Tracy Welch and Annette Welch. Attend one of Tracy's Coffee with the Mayor events to ask questions and learn more about happenings around Lincoln. Check the City of Lincoln Facebook page for dates and times. Grau Incorporated, serving Lincoln and Logan County since 1953. Located at 1905 North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln. Phone 217-735-4444 or go online to grauinc.com. Schneider Masonry, family owned and operated in Central Illinois with over 40 years of experience, serving builders, contractors, and homeowners. Free estimates available. Call 217-314-9654. Collision Concepts, located at 1005 Macon Street, just off Woodlawn Road, west of Culver's. Call 217-735-2100 or find them online at collisionconceptsinc.com. Experience the difference with Collision Concepts. State Farm Agent Brian Clark, located at 628 North Chicago Street in Lincoln. Brian can steer you in the right direction on auto insurance, and he's got your home covered from natural disasters to unexpected accidents. Call 217-732-6211 or visit sfinsurelincoln.com. The Johnson family, in honor of Keith Johnson, a proud supporter of the Lincoln Lady Railer basketball program for more than 50 years.
Simply Traveled Cruise Planners. Let LCHS alum Amy Waiters-Chen help with domestic and global travel arrangements for groups, generational travel, Disney, all things cruises, and all-inclusive travel. Simply Traveled is so much more than cruises. Call Amy at 615-961-6474 or go online to simply-traveled.com.
United Community Bank, located at 2201 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, and online at ucbbank.com. United Community Bank is the leader in community banking and stands ready to help both individuals and businesses. Phone 217-735-5400. Dara Entwistle and Health Insurance Solutions of Illinois, advocating for you, your family, and your company. Located at 620 Broadway Street in downtown Lincoln, call 217-737-7581. LCHS Lady Railer Basketball Alumni. Lincoln Lady Railer Basketball, a proud tradition of Lincoln Community High School athletics. Once a railer, always a railer. Rocking G Land and Cattle, Central Illinois source for superior shorthorn beef cattle genetics. Give Mark a call at 217-737-7905 or call Sheldon at 217-737-7787. Thank you for watching WLCN's coverage of Lincoln Community High School Lady Railer basketball.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com. This program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.